Howdy, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a video on Final Fantasy VII Remake. My name is Ventus, and this time we are talking about the boss fight with Airbuster. This fight is actually pretty interesting in that you get to modify the way Airbuster fights ahead of time. I chose to take away as many big bombers as I could, and I guess that helped because the fight went easy on the first try, but on the second run through of it, I had a very clear idea of what needed to be done to have as little difficulty as possible in this fight, and that's what I'm going to share with and show you. Alright, so first things first. This is going to be a long fight, and long fights require a lot of healing, so I suggest having two characters on your team running Cure Materia, although this can be problematic as the game has a serious issue with giving you ethers to replenish your mana, so expect to burn through a lot of potions. Save elixirs if you can, and only use them when you absolutely have to use them. The main strategy that I went through with this fight is using Barret as my main weapon because he can always attack no matter where the Airbuster is. So if you were savvy enough to find the blue elemental materia, you're going to want to give it to Barret and couple it with the lightning materia on his light machine gun. The LMG light machine gun should have been a weapon that you recently found when running around the reactor shortly before the fight with Airbuster. Doing this makes Barret's basic attacks have a lightning property, thus making him strong against Airbuster while using his basic attacks. Now you're going to make sure that the lightning materia that you are using with Barret is the strongest you have. By now you should have at least one that is 2 stars so you can use Thundara. Other materia to have on him are Magic Up materia, which increases magical attack power, and then MP Up materia, which boosts Barret's max MP so he can use magic for a longer time. Optional materia is HP Up or Healing. For your other teammates, make sure that they are both running Bolt as well, and these don't have to be super strong, they should just have them on. And also for this strategy, make sure at least one of them is running Barrier. The idea that came to me after the first run through of this fight was to make Barret an actual tank so he survives. He's the damage dealer, so you want him to live above all else. Like I said, this fight is long and Ether is in short supply, so I only used Barret's mana and ATB charges to attack or to use Steel Skin. Whenever he was low on mana, I would switch to a teammate that had an ATB charge and use them to re-up his mana supply. At some point in time during the fight, it would be good if you were able to cast Barrier on the entire party. Now, during the first phase of the fight, you can use Cloud and Tifa like any normal fight because Airbuster is on their level, but it might be just my imagination, but it seems like Airbuster is more susceptible to staggering in the very beginning. So instead of wasting time with Cloud or Tifa, I use Barret to Thundara him as much as possible. Now, when he is staggered, this is when you switch to Cloud and let him have it. The second phase of the fight is similar to the first, but it's slightly more dangerous because of Airbuster's position in the center catwalk. It can be sort of a bad idea to run right at him with everybody and triple team him because he has this gigantic laser cannon that will actually hurt. So instead, I kept Barret off to the side and used his lightning basic attack and Thundara. At some point in time during this fight, Airbuster's arms will detach. They are extremely easy to stagger, so just focus one with repeated attacks of thunder from 2 different characters, and then have Cloud come in and smash it once it's staggered. Now remember that whenever Barret gets low on mana, don't use his ATB charges to use an ether, I don't know how to pronounce that actually, rather risk it with Cloud or Tifa to melee Airbuster or block Airbuster's attacks to raise their ATB gauge if they haven't got a charge so they can resupply Barret with mana. Be sure to use summons and Barret's limit break whenever you get it. As for Cloud and Tifa though, save their limit breaks for later if you should happen to get them. In the third phase of this fight, the catwalks are modified so you actually have to fight the Airbuster in a frontal type mode. The attacks from Cloud and Tifa will sometimes be useless because he's going to be like in the air away from them. This is why I chose on the second run to make Barret my weapon for this specific reason. Now during this fight, if you get ATB uses on Cloud or Tifa, Just use them to apply barrier and to throw potions to keep the party alive while going all in with Barret. Don't forget to reapply Barret's steel skin as well. Now there will come times when Airbuster does drop down into melee range by sort of hovering near the platform, and he will more than likely target Barret at some point in time. It's at these times when I switch over to Cloud and Tifa really quickly to deal melee damage. If you got limit breaks with Cloud and Tifa, now's the time to use them. The fight is pretty simple, and if you take nothing away from this guide, remember this one thing, or these few things. Make Barret a tank, and use him to shoot off thunder while the rest of the party keep him alive and well. The reward you get from this fight is the famous Titan Bangle. Now guys, if this guide was helpful to you, do me a favor and give the video an upvote. And if you have any questions about Final Fantasy VII Remake, please don't hesitate to ask them down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, light him up.
You got this!
Hang back. Brace yourself. Deal with that.
All set.
I'm waiting.
Let's turn it up.
Getting my turn. Now I shall watch you die swinging. This is gonna stand up. Yeah, kick my ass. Give him hell.
Let's do this. So long. Keep it together.
Okay, let's go. Gotta stay. Good luck.
Need my help, do you? You brought this torment upon yourselves by opposing us. Coming at you hard. Not that shit.
It's coming.
Move is ready to be deployed.
I got this. Don't overdo it.
Let me handle this. For you. You're up.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's almost time for the grand finale. You will learn time as you soar. My dearest Avery, my apologies, but it is time that we part ways. If you get your proof, get ready for the blazing wrath of our single dragon fire.
Here we go. Shit. Pushing it.
I got this. Good luck.
Need my help, do you? Bring it home!
Taking over. Incoming.
Gotta hit it right after the attack!
Bring it. No more playing nice.
Okay, let's go. Don't give up. You're up.
About damn time!
All set. Watch yourself.
You're out of luck.
We don't have long to get clear.
Take Tifa and get out of here.
I was wrong about you.
This ain't the end of the line for you or me.
Cloud!
Come Come on!